Oh.
Ba-da-ba-ba. Wait, am I? Oh,
There will be a time where I'll have to get
don't worry.
dinner.
We haven't got to. Ah, okay. Thank you, Abyssal. Okay, so anywho, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, one and all. Thank you for coming here tonight or today or wherever your damn time zone is. Thank you for being here, and it is July, as in summertime. When you and I and anyone else likes to go to the beach, granted I don't go to the beach for obvious reasons, but that's beside the point. And we soak up some tan, look at all the hot guys and the hot gals in their bikinis and briefs, and then doing volleyball things and rubbing suntan lotion on their rock hard, delicious abs. And I was having a point here. All right.
Yeah,
Ahem.
the reason she actually doesn't go to the beach anymore is because of the seagulls.
Yeah.
Don't ask. Oh god, that was a mess.
Eagles.
But
Okay.
anywho, I am your glorious, thick, ultimate, ice only, color never melter. And I am your glorious host. Now, Erica, you're next.
Oh, hello. I am Erica Ironblood, your big-bootied and chubby devil Lolibaba. And yeah, I am here.
With the big booty.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. And I'm here to bestow my knowledge of rather obscure beach episodes. Also, I am here with the. I've recently been relearning how to utilize the grill.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Alright, and Abyssal?
Problem is, the grill she's using is her car's grill, but she's making an effort. We're all very proud of her. All right. Yep. Oh yes, hello. This is Abyssal Tech, your underwater tech support, and I am currently waterproofing myself by soaking in chromium. This may cause turbo cancer. I'll let you know later.
I don't know
Alright.
car.
And Alex.
Howdy, this is Alex the Kid, and where we live, it's always a beach, but there is no water, and there is death.
It's not a beach, it's a bathtub.
Also, before we continue, there's something very super important I would like to address.
We actually made teriyaki burgers on the grill.
Nice. But, Alex, happy birthday!
Hope you were able to enjoy some sort of pastry today.
You deserve it.
I really hope so.
Yes. But anywho. So, first and foremost, let's get one order of business out of the way. And that is the anime of the day. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but ta-da! I guess. But anywho. So, today's anime of the day comes, from me, which is I pushed you. Okay, there. I am professional, I promise. But anyway. So it is called Flaming Dodgeball Girl Danko. Now, before I continue,
the original series or the sequel series?
It's the sequel because Alex will, nag at me if I don't say that this is.
To be fair, I only recently learned that Ultimate Muscle was a sequel series to Kikuman.
All I meant to say was that It's just a good idea to make sure you did all your research on
Alright,
TV.
okay, fine. So, basically this is a
Now we're
sequel
fighting about this.
this is a sequel
So
to
we can
Fighting
avoid
Dodgeball Boy Dodge Genpai. There, you happy? But no one cares about
red
that
dodge,
because
dodge a ball.
now, no one
Um,
cares about that.
excuse me? Really?
Uh,
Nobody cares about that?
No, because
I
we're
mean, it,
here for the Cunny! The frickin' Cunny! This anime has
oh,
a
hey,
lot of
okay.
what Alec? I mean what Erica?
Sorry, I'm like kind of. I mean, we're not monetized, but I am worried about the reach. Then you might unintention. I don't know. You know what? Never mind.
look,
Oh,
We're covering Maho
cares.
Akko, Erica. I
Oh
think
yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
That's
there you
monetization
go,
is
there you go.
the
Not
least of
just
our
okay.
worries.
not just
Move.
that, but didn't we talk
Yeah.
about redo of Healer at one point? So
Wait, we did.
I mean I don't I think the point is we are not we're not
You're
fucking
already
children.
smothered by the algorithm. Okay.
Yes. Anyway, so there is so many adorable characters. You got your tomboy.
Lori and
Got your
Yashoda's.
You got your best girl, the plush girl. You have your nerd. You have your science, and also there's other characters too that are all dodgeball girls, from maid wearing dodgeball girls to muscle mummies to basically big old boobs. It is wild. It is insane. So what this anime is about is Danko here, the tomboy. Her father from the original series is dead. Yes, kind of a wild, thing to do, but hey,
Took
who
too many
cares?
balls to the chin there.
But yes, so, as I was saying, so basically, she wants to start the dodgeball club. However, the principal is like, no, because dodgeball is bad. Okay, and so she's like, you know what? Bet I'm gonna make a dodgeball team. And it's gonna be legendary. It's gonna be awesome. And again, you got each girl that's able to do a certain thing. Best girl, the plush girl, is able to take a ball to the stomach. Yes, yes, ha ha ha. Joke here. Others can, take a ball to their face. Others can grab a ball and throw it right back. Punch balls. And yes, there's so many jokes right here. Ha 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 ha. But still,
Well, let's be fair. If the one girl takes a ball to the stomach in certain times of the month, she has to take a 9-month break.
but anywho. So, this is a very silly, very batshit insane sports anime. I'm not really much of a huge fan of sports animes, mind you, but this one has grabbed my attention, and it is great. Now, with that being said, let's continue.
I do
Huh?
apologize to the fans of the prequel series. I know you guys probably feel very disrespected by
Listen,
Kala.
to the 5 fans
Don't
out
worry,
there.
though. She's gonna get worse.
Listen, to the 5 fans out there, my apologies. But if you like, can you please like, subscribe? That way, the ratings can go up. But anywho. Ladies and gentlemen, this episode is a beach episode. And if I had a commissioner, or at least if I could have the money, I would have been able to give us all basically bikinis. Or bathing suits, what have you. Sadly, again, I am the poor because I get paid every 2 fucking weeks.
I mean,
And
I could have. I mean, it kind of would have been a bit pointless for me. Actually, also, if I were to commission Dark Master N for a swimsuit version, I probably wouldn't be able to have that on screen.
I mean,
Mhm.
I was going to be, we can discuss
Actually,
swimsuits later. We'll discuss swimsuits later. But anyway. Now,
I mean, if my character was in a swimsuit, someone would get to say the line, "Is that a neutron laser in your pants, or are you happy to see me?" It's a neutron laser.
But anywho. Now I'm going to reveal to you,
Unfortunately,
Chow.
I would get it. Unfortunately, I would get a lot of Shotacons if I wore a bikini.
But anywho,
Yeah.
I'm going to reveal to you. Now, while yes, beaches, fan service, things that go boing boing, plop plop, or even slosh slosh are fantastic 10 out of 10, but let's be real, beach episodes are often more forgettable because they're just meant to be, look at the thing go boing boing. Mind you, we've watched things go boing boing throughout the entire series, so what really makes this special compared to the other times we've seen it, So,
To realize that I don't think Tenchi Muyo ever had a beach episode.
but anywho, with that being said, though, we have decided to get those that are at least more memorable because of one reason or another. Whether it be plot convenience, or whether it just be because it was, funny, entertaining, what have you. Now, with that being said and done, to be fair, I am up. Ba-da-ba-ba. Yes, Bleach. Bleach's beach episode. I'm not gonna lie. I almost stopped saying, beach, bleach. Like, anyway. So, this episode, we have Ichigo and his crew with some of the lieutenants from the Soul Society, especially Rangiku, aka best girl in the, Shinigami Gote 13. I said what I said, and I will die on that hill.
I
Now,
thought her name was Tits McGee.
Remember, folks, Kala has the most basic interests in waifus.
I am going to
Like,
throw you into the deep end, Alex. I will
she will not
throw you.
acknowledge the hidden queens in the series.
I am going to throw you in the deep end, I swear to God. But anywho. So, with that being said though, in this episode, we get of course fan service, but we also get something else. But first, I also want to point out that Rangiku is a good big sis, especially towards Oihime, who teaches her how to carry water, aka with her boobs. Because that's what big boobies are meant for, to carry water. That's what our God intended. And other fun activities. But the main thing that I really do enjoy about this, and I'm going to be real with you, while yes, the waifus are hot, they're sexy in their bikinis, but I love that the dudes, the guys in this episode, just built a sandcastle that looked really cool as hell. And I remember seeing that one meme where, it was like, booty is, I forgot the word, but like, hanging out with your bros is eternal. And it is true, because, like, again, you can get with any of these girls at any time, but when will you ever be able to just sit back with your bros and build a cool-ass epic sandcastle together? So, this episode kind of stood out because of just that. It was, funny, and also, again, Rangiku and Oihime, boobs, water, fantastic 10 out of 10. That's why this beach episode, and I don't care if it's a basic, Alex, ah, but this is why this episode was good. Now, with that being said, let us
Look, all I'm saying is that Ranky is just the typical pick for anybody who's watched Bleach. But you know who the best pick is?
down.
It's the Snake Lady, the Snake around car lady, off of fuck, what was her name?
I
The
know,
Shark Lady's
I
team.
know who you're talking about. Yes, I would also go with like a Nailed or the Hero. How you say her name? The Shark Lady.
Arbel.
Yeah, she's hot as hell. Again, tan skin, tits ass 10 out of 10. But
I'll
anyway,
say this. Normally, I don't go for the MILF girls, but that one Soul Society captain, I do not know her name off the top of my head, but she's there in like the white. It looks like a marijuana print bikini. By the way,
I mean, she is the
there,
doctor.
there is some buttons she's pushing.
I mean, there's
And I,
some. She is the doctor, so maybe she's all for that. Certain type of herb.
oh yes, she's a herbologist.
But anyway, next is Erica, and I didn't mess up this time, so haha.
Alright, so this is Gravion, or Super Heavyweight God Gravion, combining mecha anime that kind of if you watch this anime and then watch Gurren Lagann, you kind of like I don't think any of the animators who worked on Gravion worked on Gurren Lagann, but there is some similarities between those two animes, especially in the finale, like the final a couple episodes of the second season of this show. But anyway, it is an anime about a super powerful combining robot that's kind of where there's like this central giant robot, and then there's like these four like vehicles that combine with the giant robot to form essentially the super heavyweight god Gravion. And they basically use the giant robot to fight these self-improving, hyper-intelligent alien robots that are specifically designed to wipe out humanity, basically. So in this episode, this is the 7th episode of season 1, where this one girl in the back, the not the busty blonde girl, but the brunette, I think is what her hair color is, and the like behind is her name's Luna, and she goes to her hometown in Okinawa for a vacation, and all the other pilots decide we're going to go to the beach conveniently where Luna is, and they basically have like a beach day. But then the alien robots are called Zeravires. So a Zeravire actually comes to attack I think there's like a peace. There's some sort of world government building also built on Okinawa, and so the Zeravire attacks the peace center or whatever it's called, and starts wrecking Okinawa. And so they end up having to pilot their mechas and in their swimsuits. There's literally a scene where they hook up with when they're in their mechs in their vehicles, and they link up with the main control center, and Raven is like, "Are you seriously expecting them to go out dressed like that?" And like essentially he's the Zordon type character. He's like the guy, the big head honcho in charge of this whole operation. He's not actually like Zordon. I'm just using that as a reference point. Klein Sandman is like, "Go on, continue. We need to defeat the Zeravire and stuff." Anyway, they defeat the Zeravire, and yeah. But later in the episode, Sandman basically decides to join them on their beach vacation, leaving Raven alone to do everything. And the funny thing is, like, Raven's like, "He's going on vacation? I haven't had a vacation in 30 years." And it's like one of the maids are like, "Would you like a cookie?" Yeah, I would like one. Yeah, this is essentially this is I'm pretty sure throughout both seasons, I'm pretty sure they had a checklist of various fan service episodes to check out, because there's the beach episode, there's a hot springs episode, there's even a picnic episode.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's like anyway, yeah, this is a very fun episode. And since it's like part of the actual, because it's not like filler. It's not filler. It's actually part of the series because I have Cerebire attacks, and also it has some backstory for Luna. Apparently, I think her mother died. I think, and so her mom is like, and maybe her. No, because her dad is missing, and but anyway, her mother's grave, I think, is in this like city, this town, Okinawan town. So it's like she needs to save the place that she grew up in and stuff. So yeah. Also, we get to see Misaki in fucking like a slain bikini.
Hell yeah.
Like literally, she's like, "Oh, it's really nice that we brought our swimsuits," and then Luna's like, "That's a swimsuit."
All right. Now then.
Also, I think there's like a segment where Misaki is like is sunbathing, and you don't see him, but basically, one of the one of the two sole male pilots for Gravion, I think Aichi is his name, is like trying to get her to, because she has her top like unclasped, so she's like, so to get like an even tan, so he's like trying to trick her into flashing him. So it's like there's also that. Gravion is like full of all sorts of various fan service. She doesn't actually do it, but she's like, "Hey, you should probably get some sunscreen on, or else you'll burn up." And he ends up getting like a very horrible sunburn. Yeah. Yeah.
Alright then. Now, that being said, it is Abyssal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And back to one of my favorite fan service animes, High School of the Dead. This is not technically a beach episode, it's a beach OVA, in which our intrepid heroes and heroines decide that a deserted island is a great spot to wait out a zombie apocalypse.
As you do.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. You're not wrong there. Anyway, they get there and they're like, "Oh, hey, let's hang out." They find one of those beach food stands, and they're basically living out of it. And they're like, "Let's play in the water and do beach stuff." Yeah, but we didn't bring any swimsuits. Oh, don't worry, I found some. Although they're sized for the girls' swimsuits are sized for the average Japanese female, and not the fact that pretty much the only girl on this show that does not come with her own built-in flotation device is the little kid. So yeah, coverage is scant at best. And even for the ladies, there is some fan service where the main hero has to wear a Speedo.
Oh.
As his swimsuit. So, yes. Ladies, it is very revealing. I'm not going to go any more into that. Anyway, everything's going good until when they attempt to make a fire to cook the food. They throw on a bunch of hydrangea leaves, and I do not know if this is true or not. I, in fact, seriously doubt it's true. But the smoke was giving them started giving them hallucinations, and basically, there was a bunch of Sesbian Lex going down, and I'll leave it at that.
Mm.
And then they found out zombies had actually there was a tunnel that connected the island to the mainland, and the zombies were coming through the tunnel, so they had to leave after everyone put on their pants and just kind of sobered up later.
Ah, nice. Is that it?
Yeah. I mean,
Hell yeah.
it definitely shows off the girls in some good. I'll say this: there is there's few shows that spend as much time drawing the girl for a show that's all about the fan service. They definitely don't skimp out, and the budget for drawing the girls, fucking on point.
Nice. Alright, now then. Alex. Alex.
Alex. Oh
Yeah.
God, the IRS has got him.
Well, Alex.
Rex. I'm back. I was checking
Oh.
the mail.
Okay, good.
Okay, I was about to say, if you have been grabbed by the IRS, they have very poor pain tolerance. So hit any one of the pressure points, and they just kind of curl up.
Okay, Alex, it's your turn.
Oh, right. Saw some ants outside. There were like the large ants that were like crawling up the side of the house, going to like this hole and whatnot. Reminded like shit, man. Probably got like you probably need pest control at this point because there's too many damn ants.
Mm.
Story of my life, right there.
Okay. Sorry, I need to concentrate. Somebody do some B-roll for me while I'm getting my thoughts together.
Well, to be fair, I've seen this anime before, a long ass time ago, another. And what makes this different than some of the others, this really isn't meant for fan service per se, but it's actually a part of the, overall plot. The actual plot, mind you.
Yeah, because if you're not familiar with another, it is a series where essentially a class, I forget the name, but I think it was like class like 313 or something like that. Um, Essentially this one class has been cursed to essentially be uh well to curse to be killed by random accidents and stuff. So you can probably call it like the anime version of Final Destination and whatnot. And with that premise in mind, uh, throughout this whole series, until this episode, they were very much afraid of doing just about most things because they were really cautious about the effects of the curse, how far spread the curse can go and whatnot, like outside the town they're in, because anybody that tried to you know most people that tried to leave ended up either dying on the way or just yeah, they ended up dying on the way, or before they can even get out of town, they were dead. And the curse is so vicious that anybody that's like even remotely like related to the incident, or not the incident, to related to the class and stuff like that, family members, people they've spoke to and whatnot, things like that. They end up being cursed too. Like the lady in the elevator, or not the lady in the elevator, but the I mean, that's how she died. She died in the elevator. But the nurse that was taking care of the main character uh, and whatnot, she basically had a brother that was in the class. It's like that. And she ended up dying later due to her association with the class and stuff like that. And essentially, they're marked for death. So when we get to the beach episode here, it is basically that they are trying to enjoy a vacation. They're trying to enjoy a summer vacation, and they were under the impression that maybe, just maybe, that the curse is not going to reach them all the way over here at the beach, and they can just enjoy like a day of just like relaxation and stuff like that. And for a while, they were kind of doing that. They basically brought a couple things and whatnot and all that jazz. Before they even got here, they were kind of nervous about the driving on the road because they were literally legit like just cautious about it because they weren't sure that like shit, there's like trucks passing by and stuff like that. Do we need to be concerned about any of that sort of thing? But it was just a tense moment, but nothing really happened. And at the when they're at the beach, they basically get to enjoy themselves, stuff, have fun and whatnot. And there's a guy that was there that was from the previous class too. But the weird thing about it is that it kind of established that well, we've kind of already established that memories are erased of like the incident once it's over and stuff like that. So this guy basically doesn't remember what happened or how exactly they fixed the curse and stuff like that and whatnot. Because he can't for the life of him remember and stuff. And what ends up happening is that one of the students ends up dying in the ocean trying to get a ball. Although actually the funny part is that he was already going to die because he had stumbled and hit his head to where he essentially was going to die anyway before they even got to the beach. So the reason why that nothing happened up until this point and whatnot is because somebody there was already going to die. So being out here does not make you safe because the curse could probably kill you before you even get here, or it'll probably take its sweet time to like you know to basically work its magic and stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely reminds me of Final Destination as far as like the that sort of thing and whatnot. Because I think there was at one point where the death basically said, "Fuck it, you got cancer now."
Yes, did you?
And I was like, yeah. So while this was a beach episode, it was also a pivotal point where they realized that they anywhere they go, they're not safe. They're not safe, and they really need to figure out how the hell did the curse get lifted, and what they need to do and stuff like that from then on.
And also, like you said, I do love the comparison to Final Destination. Because, yeah, this is like Final Destination, but anime.
Yeah, it's Final Destination, but it's not Final Destination because of the way the curse works, which I can say instead of it being like an omnipotent being of death or death itself, essentially, it's literally just a curse that just puts you on death's hit list and
Mm,
stuff. You know?
yeah. Also, I do love the twist in the end. But anyway. That it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I do recommend going to watch it, but I also recommend reading it because there probably are some pacing. There probably is some pacing
Issues?
differences between the anime and the not really issues, just more like because I was watching this with the boys at one point, and we got through all 12 episodes, and their opinion was that things progressed a little bit too much, too fast at the end. It's like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do recommend that you read the manga and watch the anime. You can kind of just like figure out the difference between those two, but I'd say for the most part, it's a pretty solid series, though.
Nice. Well then, with that being said, my turn, and today we are talking about Squid Girl. Now, here's the thing. This really isn't an episode per se, but actually the entire anime. Because you see, what Squid Girl is about a girl who is a squid. I know, massive shocker. Like, none of the fuck. But anyway, basically, she is from the ocean. She's literally a squid, but she's a girl. Yes, insert a Splatoon joke here. And she wants to quote unquote take over the world, but she fails because, well, I mean, you can look at her and you know she's not going to be, doing taking over the world stuff. So what happens is
Are
she
you su-
base.
are you sure? Are you sure you shouldn't have started off when you started talking about the series with a little song number of Ocean Man, take me by the hand through the land.
We're not part of that company, so.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, anywho. But no, so basically what happens is again, she wants to quote unquote take over Zalvoldo, but she can't because again she's, Squid Girl. And she kind of sort of gets taken in by this family who you got like, I forgot their names, I do apologize. But there's this one who's like Sister 1 and Sister 2, and Sister 2 owns this business to which she works at. Sister 1 and Squid Girl kind of, bicker back and forth, but they actually care about each other. And there's like, again, it's very slice of life, very comedic, very wholesome. They're all like little shorts where it's like this little itty bitty chibi, like the size of a, I guess you could say, hamster Squid Girl for some reason. And like, the sister is, taking care of this version. I don't really know what it's about, really, like what is the plot or whatever. But it's also adorable, it's also cute, and she really, really loves shrimp. There's this one weirdo who is obsessed with Squid Girl to the point where she literally cosplayed as a shrimp and was wanting. Well, I'm gonna take a wild guess. We're gonna say eat, but I'm pretty sure you can take an educated guess on what kind of eating she wanted. Only for Squid Girl to like, thank you, close the box back up, and just no, no. But there's other characters too that are funny, that are fun, exciting, interesting, and this again very cute. It basically starts in the, well, ocean, not ocean. Why did I say ocean? It starts in the beach, and it's again very. Oh, also she has the ability to spit ink because she's a squid, so that's what squids can do. Which also kind of.
I think one of the ways that they have her pay like rent or something is that she produces ink for squid ink pasta.
Mm-hmm. Oh well, I mean, oh, so you also watched it too then? Nice.
I haven't seen it. I think I have watched a couple episodes.
Hmm.
But
Well,
it's
I watched.
because someone else was watching it.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I watched both seasons, and there's also she meets in the future this girl, well, woman, whatever, who is well, I mean, to be fair, it's obvious she is a octopus, and I think she's more so supposed to just be the voice of reason or whatever, but again. She acts like she's, the villain, but she's just, a goober at best. and it's very cute, very sweet. Both seasons are interesting. She gets into shenanigans. She also has a fear of, orcas, because, she's a squid. And, I might as well just get this joke out. The question is she a kid or a squid? Or is she a squid and a kid? There's the Splatoon joke. Now, that being said, let's continue
Mm-hmm.
with Erico.
Okay, so in Azumanga during every summer break in Japan, I'm pretty sure is like a month long, or maybe less than a month long. It's but usually it's but yeah, in Azumanga, since the entire series takes place over the entire course of the main characters' high school lives, there are 4 different episodes where they go to Chio-chan's family's summer beach house. Because Chio-chan is the token rich girl that you often see a lot in these sorts of anime. No, seriously, like it's I've noticed it's a trend. Like in every slice of life anime, there is usually one of the characters who is like super loaded, and like during the summertime they're like, "Hey, let's go to my family's small house." And they go and it's a fucking luxurious beach house or something. I don't fucking know.
And it's like, okay, so if this is small, what is big?
To be fair, I think I was referencing K-On! With that. But yeah. So there are 4 episodes where they go to the beach, and each time it is more and more of the classmates join them, to the point where they literally have to. Also, this yeah. Actually, hold on. I think there are 4. Is there? So yeah. This particular image is from the very first summer episode, where they first go to Chio-chan's summer beach house. It is also the first look at the Yukari mobile, which is Yukari Tanazaki's beat up, messed up car because she is a fucking reckless ass driver. And Chio-chan ends up getting traumatized. Yeah, there's also an episode where I don't know, one of the characters somehow gets a hold of a bunch of alcohol,
Oh yeah.
and Yukari is like about to, and Niamu, who is the other teacher that chaperones these excursions, is like, "Oh no, I gotta get these away from Yukari. I will drink all of this alcohol." And then she ends up telling everyone, including Chio-chan, the whole, like, a very, very, very detailed version of her, like, experiences with men and sexuality and stuff. And then she wakes up with I guess a hangover, and Chio like asks her what she meant by it, and then Niyamu's like, "Oh my god, what have I done?" You don't hear Chio-chan actually saying it. It's just it has been censored with some music, and just
I'm
looking
gonna
at
say
Niyamu.
this: having it censored just makes it more funny.
Yeah, and I think the last one, the most memorable one of that, aside from Kaorin finally spending the summer with Miss Sakaki, is that Osaka decides to wake up Yukari by essentially banging a frying pan with like a ladle. It's like, I've always wanted to wake someone up like that. But
Why is she
when she gets the frying pan and is in the
Because
doorway of
Erica likes
Yukari's room.
speaking in a Southern Belle accent.
I'm gonna
Anyway.
admit, ever since I moved to the South, my accents has definitely been
Mhm.
it's been moving south like it was the Union Army. So
Anyway, but basically, the most memorable is Osaka, Miss. I keep forgetting Ayamu Kasuga, I think is her actual name, but because she's from Osaka, everyone just calls her Osaka. Anyway, she goes to wake up Yukari with a frying pan and ladle. But when she is standing in the door frame and Yukari is groggily waking up, Yukari notices Osaka does not have a frying pan. She has a huge ass knife. Yukari's like, what the fuck? And then Osaka's like,
oh, you're
oh,
awake. I
I
guess I'll come
failed.
back later.
I failed that. It's just so funny. Yeah. It is very helpful and hilarious. I think also there's one scene where Osaka accidentally drifts out into far into the open ocean. She ends up coming back though, but it's just funny. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff happens with Osaka in these. Yeah.
I said
I mean,
it.
manga Dio. So, yeah.
Alright. Now, next up. Abyssal.
Yes. Assassination Classroom and its beach episode.
Hmm.
So, unlike a lot of these series that we've covered so far, the beach episode in this one is actually incredibly important to the plot.
Now, when you say
And not
plot.
and by plot I mean not just the girls being in bikini. I mean, so anyway, the entire reason they're at a beach is they actually managed to beat in the school they're going to. They actually managed to surpass the one class of high achievers, and so they were given the reward of being able to go to the beach, beach resort. While at this beach resort, while we do get plenty of a bit of fan service from all the various ladies, including Bichu Sensei, as they call her. We also get its story development where the alien-ish teacher is finally truly cornered for the very first time and forced to use one of his secret survival techniques. This also results in further plot development when a old adversary shows up, and we get to see how badass one of the guys has become. In the episode, when in a previous episode, you also see the guy successfully cross-dress.
Oh my.
Yeah. No, the manliest dude in the manliest dude in the show is so feminine looking. At one point, he dresses up as a girl and has people try to pick him up. Yeah, it's definitely one of those ones where you're just like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Is that it?
Yep.
Oh.
Anyway, I like the show. This is one of my favorite shows as far as that sort of thing goes. So,
Nice, nice. Alright then. Alright, Alex, so you're up.
Again? Already?
Mm-hmm. Now, here you are. Rock you like a hurricane.
dan, 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 dan.
But yes. Go on, Alex.
Uh, sorry, I gotta think.
Oh, this is the Black Clover episode. Now, it's been a hot minute since I've seen Black Clover and read the manga as well. So, I am not really going to be able to remember anything about, this episode.
Well, basically, this episode was when they went to the beach specifically for a very specific reason. It was because they needed to get to the water temple. The water temple underwater in the ocean that was near the beach, essentially, and they were basically just there to just kind of like, well, one, there to relax, but also to kind of train a little bit before they went and did. They went to the temple and stuff like that, and this is where Noelle meets I forget her name, but she was basically like someone that was essentially part of the
Oh yeah, so yeah,
I
beautiful
guess the
woman that had the singing magic.
yeah, she had the singing magic and stuff, and she was essentially a part of the kingdom there, and she was going to be one of the people that they had to basically go up against, that as a test of sorts like that,
Mhm.
because they're the ones. I guess they're the ones that's guarding the temple and whatnot. Um, and she kind of helps Noelle a little bit to like kind of leveling up her magic and stuff like that by kind of like trying to help her figure out how to channel it better and whatnot. And this definitely helps them get to the essentially get to the temple and whatnot, because they needed Noelle to be able to use her magic to allow them to travel down there and whatnot. And essentially, if she couldn't do that, then they were kind of like they were pretty much going to drown.
As you do.
thankfully, she thankfully she managed to get them help them get through that, and it was definitely a turning point for her character, and it was especially helpful when they did get to the temple and faced off against one of the
A Night
I
Sun.
forget yeah, the Night Sun. Yeah. Uh that particular guy was that guy was definitely
The dude that
definitely
was basically Sabretooth because he had that whole animalistic, behavior. Like, that's how I kind of see it, with the blonde hair and, being filled and shit. Like Sabretooth.
yeah, pretty much. So, well, this is the beach episode, and it's definitely has some fan service stuff in it and whatnot. I would say that it is also vital to the plot and stuff like that. And speaking of which, you have to remember that when someone tells you that something's a filler, that does not mean in a negative connotation, you know, that something is essentially filling in for time and stuff like that and whatnot. Because filler is important. Filler is important to give to the characters time to relax and to basically have character interactions, stuff like that. It's very important. Um, and uh, and having like a beach episode or something like this, and still being able to like kind of integrate the plot with it and stuff like that. That's also a good way to like have filler while still like continuing the story and whatnot. It kind of weaves it all together in a seamless flow. And I know some people were like, "Well, what about the filler in Naruto and stuff like that?" Well, the filler in Naruto is not really the problem. The problem with the filler in Naruto is that the sometimes those points that are interweaved in the story, they don't interweave very well. They're kind of like very misaligned,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes when a filler episode pops up in Naruto, it is after an important episode where they're in the middle of a fight, and then
Oh,
all of a
mm-hmm.
sudden there is filler.
Mm-hmm. Now, the one that really comes
And
to mind is when Rocky and Gore are fighting. It was in the middle of the fight. The next episode, yes, Gore's pass is like, but Rocky was about to kick him in the face. What the hell?
yeah, I think when people talk about filler and stuff like that, and they're talking about Naruto and whatnot, and they try to argue that, well, filler is necessary and stuff like that, and I get that. I just don't think that Naruto did its filler very well because of the way it's placed throughout the show. It interrupts the series, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
the worst thing you can do with a filler is if you interrupt the story suddenly. I feel like the only way filler can work most of the time is if it has to be at a point where you can take a break from the story and not in the middle of the story to make it go to a screeching halt. And this is on top of the fact that with Naruto airing and stuff like that, they they essentially had these episodes like back to back for like a week or two and stuff like that. And this is like in the middle of an important plot that's happening right now. So you
Mm-hmm.
can imagine that some people weren't too fond of that because the show would not come back for a while until the fillers were like, or until the show basically caught up with the manga, the or the manga caught up to the show
It
and stuff like
became
that.
more repetitive.
Yeah, it definitely became. It's the reason why Naruto is bad filler. It's not bad because it has filler. It's bad because the filler is just not
Didn't go
woven
anywhere.
very well.
I
Yeah.
think there are
Oh,
like two or three like Naruto fillers that are okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's like kind of going back to another series, the Bleach filler arcs were just so goddamn bad and world breaking.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And that the other part was that even after the filler, none of it mattered.
Hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing I hate. Like going back to the Bleach, you're introducing these new characters and giving them interesting abilities, and then their abilities, these interesting abilities, which could have some effect on the main story,
Hmm.
are of course have to be ignored.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Bounce, the vampire dudes. Like that was a pretty cool concept. We never get any more of them because they were just shorter.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Alex.
Yeah. My point with Black Clover and the their Beach episodes, that it's, well, I guess the point of my, like, the ones I picked was basically that they are interwoven into the plot and stuff like that. So you have the fan service, but you also have the plot of the story as
Hmm?
well as a filler episode and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like things mixed into one. It's not just one or the other, stuff like that. You can do different things with it, stuff like that. And obviously, there's nothing wrong with just having a beach episode stuff. But I'm saying that sometimes that sort of thing can be done really, really well if you know how to write it and connect everything together.
Now that being said, it is kind of a cheat, but not really because shut up, I make the rules. So this is Seinen Kagura, which is an anime. It has many anime episodes and stuff like that. However, this is technically a game, which is based on an anime, which means I am not cheating. So, haha, code Peach Bleach. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry, Seinen Kagura Peach Beach Splash. Now, this is a game that is absolutely fan service, and more fan service galore. While I did talk about, basically plot related, beach episodes, or beach episodes that were kind of, entertaining or interesting or whatever, this is just absolute horny on main. Because what happens is that a lot of the girls from different, of the, classes have, found or discovered this ancient, shinobi water gun tournament. Because that's totally a thing where female ninjas from various factions must battle using water guns instead of their traditional ninja abilities. And so, what you get is basically, all the girls from every single faction battling it out. And, it's lewd, it's raunchy, it's funny. You get like a little finisher where you can, of course, water gun their basically bikini top or bottom off.
Is
And
it like is it kind of like Kandagawa Jet Racers where enough damage
mhm,
occurs to a certain part and
mhm,
that part like falls off?
yeah, yeah, it's basically just
Clothing,
that.
I mean.
It's basically just that, potato potato.
Okay.
And yeah, so
Uh,
this is more so a game that should be played if you like certain character, or if you're a man slash woman of culture. And honestly, while a lot of the other games like Shinoverse and things like that had a legit storyline where there was an actual plot, this is just, let's be horny. Let's be horny and enjoy it. Water Gun is cute, it's funny, it's silly, it's hilarious, and that's kind of pretty much it. The acting is, of course, basically exaggerated to the extreme, and yeah, this is, just something that I figured should be brought up. Mostly because I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of the other beach episodes in anime, I mean, granted, the one that that Abyssal is about to talk about. There's no other episodes that I can really think of due to they're mostly forgettable because it's just meant for fan service. This, yes, it's meant for fan service, but it is absolutely hilarious. And also, Seven Kagura is one of my favorite, franchises. And, well, I do try to not be, petty. Screw you, Soini. Screw you. Screw you.
I'm going
Now,
to admit it's kind of hilarious to me that the girl with the most barely there bikini there is wearing a fucking Oni mask, being like, "Hey, you're looking at my tits, are you, boy?"
oh yeah, that's because she's absolutely shy. She doesn't like showing her face. So that's
you
the,
know,
She doesn't like showing her face, so
yes.
she wears a bikini where any sudden motion is going to have her tits in your face.
Yes, yes, that's the irony and beauty of her. I forgot her name at the moment. She's one of my favorite characters, though. But anywho, that's pretty
like that
much,
is an R Kala.
yes, aura aura. Now, it is Erica's turn.
Alright. So this is let me see. When is well, I don't remember. Hold on. Episode at Robo Block number
Hmm.
Bo. Okay. This is the beach episode from Bo. So in the anime adaptation, so in the original manga, I have like recently binge read the entire manga, both original Bobo and Bobo Shinetsu or Shinketsu or something like that. Um, so in the manga, this particular for some reason in the anime they combined Robo Block with Z Block. So when they see the Z Block base, okay, so Bobo is fucking, it's surrealist, gag based comedy series that parodies Battle Shonen. Specifically those in Shonen Jump, where it was also published. Anyway, so Bobo is a guy who was a member of the Hair Kingdom. The Hair Kingdom got beaten by the Baldy Empire, so now Bobo is fighting the Bald Empire. Anyway, with the power of his nose hair. Anyway, there we go. So they
Oh,
go
they was
to,
talking about nose hair. Oh man,
yeah, he
I
uses
was way off.
Yeah.
prehensile nose hair to attack people. Also, he uses a sort of drunken fist-esque style called Hijikalis. Hijike? It basically is you act weird or crazy in order to catch your opponent off guard. You know, like, I'm going into battle, and then you jump in, you're in like a fucking high school girl uniform, and you just step on your foe's face, and you're like, I'm late!
Oh,
I'm late for school!
so it's basically just random bullshit go.
Yeah, essentially, that's the whole gag-based comedy. Like,
Again, to
anyway,
those who are watching, do not try to understand. Just nod your head and say yes.
anyway, actually, it ends up. So, Fist of Nose Hair is the weakest among the hair fists. So, also, it's a kind of a parody of Fist of the North Star. So, there's various martial arts called fists or shinken. So, there's like Fist of Farts, Fist of Babylon, Fist of Nose Hair, Fist of Jiggle Jiggle of the Wobble Wobble or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, Fist of Nose Hair is actually the weakest of the hair-based super fists. So Bobo has supplemented and made up for that weakness by incorporating Hajike into his attacks. Which is why there's a lot of attacks where he says Super Fist of Nose Hair, but it has absolutely nothing to do with nose hair. Anyway, this particular
It's
episode,
really hilarious how
I
Erica's
feel
trying
like
to
I need to
explain.
establish some context so people aren't like, what the fuck? What the fuck's a Z
Erica?
block?
Erica? That's still
So
gonna
yeah,
be what the fuck, because what the
yeah,
fuck?
I know, but like it's lesson. Yeah, I have lessened it.
Okay.
Anyway, they go into so in the manga, Robo Block, which is this beach area, and Z Block, which is one of the 26 Hare Hunter block bases, are actually two separate, but for some reason in the anime they squish them together. So when they go into the Z Block base in the anime, they discover, oh, it's a beach. So they decide to just have some beach fun. Don Patch, who is this orange sun starburst looking creature, puts on a bikini and is like, "Oh my god, I've been waiting since the dead of winter for summertime." Hatenko, who is normally this super cool, awesome guy, but as soon as Don Patch is in the room, he's just like fangirling all over him. It's like, boss, I love you so much, boss. I want to do so much fun things with you, boss. I love you. Um, and then there is so Don Patch, Hatenko, is in this. These two characters are Heppokumaru or Gasser if you're using um, the English localization, and then Beauty, who is the pink-haired girl, also are essentially the normal characters in the show, and they often react to all the crazy shit. So you know that this isn't just fucking normal. Anyway, in this Bobo, for some reason, decides to don a full set of samurai armor from the Sengoku period, and then decides to go surfing. Beauty is like, oh, I should get my swimsuit on, and then Gasser's like, because Gasser is secretly in love with Beauty, but he doesn't want to admit it because it would be awkward. I don't know. She's and she's like, her in a swimsuit. Oh my gosh! And then as she's like taking off her shirt, she's like, oh wait, I don't have a swimsuit under here. And then she turns and Gasser Hapekomaru is making these like period like clay vases for some reason. Eventually, though, Hatenko is looking for Don Patch, and then he discovers a robot is rubbing suntan lotion on his boss, on his Oyabun, on Don Patch. And then
A robot?
yes, a robot, a fucking robot. And turns out there's other robots, and this is the robot block of the Hare Hunt troops, which is like a subdivision. And so they challenge him to a lotion applying contest, which actually is a volleyball tournament. And eventually, it just spirals into random nonsense where they instead decide to play baseball, then capture the flag, and then eventually they defeat the robots by convincing them that Don Patch is like their father or something, and like it's Bobo. Yeah. That is the beach episode of Bo. There's some other episodes where one of the characters, Hajike, transports them to a beach setting, like when Don Patch was rescued by a giant onpan by a wandering coconut man who was like, "Oh yeah, man, I am the coconut man. Please cut me open and drink the delicious milk of the coconut." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I can imagine myself on the beach." And then a fucking Eskimo guy comes up and starts beating the shit out of everybody, and then turns everything winter.
And
What the fuck are you talking about?
I am literally describing an actual scene from the anime.
yes, and it still doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. That is the actual beach episode of Bo.
And if you decide to watch it, remember, do not take any drugs because you'll trip balls. Even harder.
Also, I could recommend both watching it once in original Japanese and then a second time in the English localization because they're both are good, but they're also different because in order to make the jokes work in English, they had to change some things for the English version,
Mm-hmm.
which they still managed to make them funny. Also, because of the Japanese PTA, it does end on a cliffhanger, a pretty massive cliffhanger. So if you want, you can probably go to any like independent manga site and read the rest of the manga.
Alright. Again,
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry for the confusion, but that's just what Bo is.
Oh, fun fact.
Oh, no.
Bobo's sunglasses allow him to say his full name without losing breath. It's like
Again,
that's literally one of the powers that his sunglasses bestow.
alright, now Abyssal! And on fairness, my soul ended since sadly accent heavy third.
No,
So,
I might have figured out a third.
So Abyssal, continue. Abyssal? Abyss. So, the hell? Hey, Abyss, are you here?
No, I'm here.
Yeah, hold on. Okay, do your Abyss, I'll be right back.
Yes, Mapoako. This episode followed one of the biggest kind of turn of events in the series, where we had the original evil team show up to fight the new evil team. Of course, the new evil team featuring our heroines, or villainesses as it goes, managed to triumph, including some major power ups. However, it was also revealed that a member of the team of magical girls, Trace Magia, also had unlocked a new power up. And this is the episode where we get to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Starts up with the girls playing on the beach, all having fun, despite the fact that they're all mortal enemies, but they don't realize it.
Yeah, it's because of the magic filter thing that just.
Yeah,
And
magic of,
and then some douchebag dares to disrespect Kiwi's waifu.
You know what's funny is I love when, shit's hitting the fan, everyone's like, it's Kiwi.
Yeah, no, it's like it's so they're
Either it's
completely
Kiwi
obvious
or
that Kiwi's going to do this.
either
But at
it's
the same time,
Kiwi
it's like,
or
God damn, girl, you better represent
or
that.
Kurisu.
Mm-hmm.
It's either Kurisu or Kiwi. It's like when that episode where they're in the toy store, Utena is like, "Oh, hey, Kurisu, why are you with Ellis? Why are you in here? Why are you transformed?"
But anyway, we get to see more Visor true form, which is always cool.
Mm.
And then we get to see the La Verita
Mm-hmm.
for Magia Azul.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of you who have not read the manga, La Verita is the basically the improved transform state for all the magical girls.
Mm-hmm.
Both our friendly villains and the Tres Magia.
Wait, what'd you call it?
La Verita,
Mm-hmm.
which I believe translates to the truth or the true form or something like that.
We don't know why it is a thing, but it's possible that it's something to do with what Venelita is wanting to do.
So, but basically, what they're doing is that when they go into the La Verita form, this is their true, actual form
Mm-hmm.
as a magical girl. So, yeah.
Yep.
And we get to see Azul transformed in such a state, and the sheer fucking power up that it is. Where the entire of the Normia team is completely overwhelmed by just.
I just love how Magia Sulfur says it's just two perverts having it at each other.
I'll say this: Sulfur is definitely my favorite of the magical girls, and the fact that she's having a "I don't like tentacles" moment here.
Oh yeah, she really doesn't like octopi. Even in, so much in a one episode, she specifically asks for orders takoyaki without any taco, and they're like, "What do you mean? This is takoyaki with no taco."
But yeah,
Okay.
you get a bunch of Sulfur versus Kiwi here in this episode, and
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get that octopus away from me. What are you doing with it? I want to eat it later.
I also love that Sulfur and Kiwi, no matter if they're in magical girl form or just civilian form, they're still at each other's throats.
and
It's
they have no idea each other's a magical girl because but it's like I want to. There's just this I want to fight you or between the two of them. Yeah,
Mhm.
it, it,
Mhm.
it's a beauty. It's a thing of beauty right there.
Oh
Mm.
yeah, also in this episode, Utena realizes that if she, because Utena's Magia Baser's main ability is giving life to inanimate objects with her crop, or
Mhm.
magical
Yeah,
writing crop.
her ability. But if she gives life to
An
some
already
inanimate
living thing,
object,
it's very difficult for her to control it, which is why this octopus is just going at everyone.
I mean, granted, she's not too put out by the fact that the octopus monster is not entirely obeying her commands, but it's obeying her intent.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So, which is her intent is tentacle rape.
And in
Mhm.
all fairness, I love tentacles, so this was fantastic.
Tentacles, tentacles.
But no, like that's why this episode overall was memorable because it's so hilarious, especially whenever Kiwi is in the fucking scene. Shit hits a fan. Ah, it's Kiwi again.
I love it because you have the kiwi sulfur
Mm-hmm.
dynamic, and you also have the Visor Azul dynamic going on.
Mm,
Uh-huh.
And it's like the Visor Azul one is always when
mm,
you when that dynamic really hits its peak, it is some of the best episodes in this show.
mm, mm.
And also to kind of top it all off, the last, the ending scene with they have, fireworks and it's all wholesome. Like it was a nice little ending too. You got your horny, you got your hilarious, you got your tentacles, and then boom, you end it with a nice little, fireworks show, wholesome chungus, 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be fair, since that is the end, Alex, I assume you don't have anything else.
No, I thought of something. I was going to maybe uh do I was going to do like summertime rendering probably.
Alright. Well, to be fair, since I don't have a picture, just, tell the audience, honorary mention or whatever.
Honorary mention. Okay. Well, I mean, for the most part, summertime rendering takes place near the ocean and stuff, and there is a beach. And there is a beach, right on the coast, of course. Um, not really much to say about it since since most of the story doesn't really take place near it. There was one part of the story where they were technically having technically have a beach episode. It was mostly the it was mostly because they're over there cleaning up they're cleaning the beach essentially, keeping it tidy and stuff like that. And this is kind of this is kind of the spot where initially the plot of the series starts at, uh, where the uh, the characters are getting involved with the shadows and stuff like that. And it's also where Ushio had initially died at because she basically drowned in that same ocean and stuff like that. And her shadow clone that ends up being the catalyst for a lot of the stuff that happens that essentially makes the plot happen, you know, and initiates uh I keep forgetting the main character's name. Fuck.
Hmm.
Do you guys remember the main character's name?
No.
No. Have you not watched Summertime Rendering?
No.
Nope, never seen it.
God, Kala. How could you? How can you live with yourself? Shinpei. Nice Shinpei. Yeah, it's basically how eventually, basically the clone is the one that basically initiates everything from Shinpei essentially coming back to the island, and for the for essentially it. I guess this is kind of well, no. I'll say this as just a hint that essentially Ushio's shadow is basically the catalyst for them getting the good ending for the show and stuff like that. Um, I won't tell you how or you know how the details and stuff like that of how they have to get to that, but just know that is the case here. And I mean, I guess for a beach I guess for a quote unquote beach episode, it's all right. I mean, for the most part, the fan service is mostly just that uh, Ushio's in her swimsuit, like she is literally in her swimsuit for the entire show. I know, crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's I'll just leave it at that. I'll take up too much time.
Alright, then. I was kind of hoping you would finish because I was eating something real quick. Hold on.
Cal over here stuffing her face while we're still doing the podcast. That's very unprofessional.
Ah. Anyway, so.
Very unprofessional.
Yes. But anyway, so, yeah, I also got to the bathroom, but. Okay, now, with that being said, that is the end of today's episode. Beaches, and more beaches, baby. Beach episodes, like we said before, all options forgettable. Mind you, not in a bad way, it's just, well, the anime it comes from. Usually it's horny on main, or at least has etchy moments throughout the entire show. So, the beach episode just doesn't really add much to it, because, well, we always see boing boing. And the ones that we mentioned were memorable for one reason or another. Whether it be bros building sandcastles, or if it was because of some, plot relevance, like with what Alex had, or if it was just because gushing over magical girls is just so damn good that any scene/episode is always memorable because God, it is a good, silly little manga/show. Looking forward to season 2. But
The hotel scene.
yes, a very wholesome scene. But that being said and done.
Holes get, well.
But that being said and done. In conclusion, beach episodes are a tradition, if you will. I know that's not the right word, but for the sake of simplicity, in anime/manga for the longest time, that date all the way back since, basically ecchi, or not just ecchi, but any anime/manga was conceived. Now, whether it's good or bad, well, to be fair, it's never bad because it's a part of the show, and also, who doesn't like seeing waifus in bikinis, no matter how forgettable they are? But that's
My old man said best. No one was ever hurt looking at a titty.
Alright, Alex. Or not Alex, but Erica, do you have any last words?
Beaches are pretty fun and enjoyable. Just be sure to, and also beach episodes are pretty fun, even if they are even if it is purely fan service heavy or for fan service, they're all usually 99% of the time enjoyable. And beaches in real life are pretty enjoyable too. Just be sure to check to see if there's any. Just check to see if the tide is strong before going in the water, and also watch out for possibly beached jellyfish.
Oh, and also to branch out that real quick. No, do not pee on the jellyfish thing. That was a friend's joke. That was just a joke. You're not supposed to take it as life advice. Life hack. That's the word. Life hack.
Mm.
So funny story there.
Oh no.
Not me, but my brother and my
Hmm.
sister-in-law.
Oh. Oh.
I'm gonna stop there, but
But Alex, do you have any last words?
Uh, Specifically about beach episodes.
Yes.
I think they're pretty great. Uh, Obviously, beach episodes are pretty standard for not just anime, but just essentially any show. To be honest, like it's not even just like an anime thing. It's like I remember specific episodes where that sort of thing happens in cartoons, where they go to the beach and whatnot. I feel like a beach thing is just normal a normal everyday kind of thing that people can like base an episode on and whatnot. Because I mean, who doesn't want to go to the beach
Well, yeah,
and
yeah, but
have a vacation?
yeah. I mean, with anime,
Uh,
it's
but
more fan servicey. With cartoons, it's just whatever.
well, I disagree. There was that one episode of Avatar.
Okay, that is basically the exception to the rule. Cause goddamn Tyree did not know you were packing.
Yeah, so like I'm pretty sure like that. I mean, come on. I feel like there is like a little bit of fan service in there because sometimes the animators might uh, include something in uh, here or there. What I say, it's like a little bit more than like anime does. No, probably
Mhm.
would say it's only like serviceable for the most part, but I think for the other part, it's like anime is just like it does a little bit more with the fan service and whatnot. And I think I only some cartoons started doing that because anime was the ones that were kind of like doing that sort of thing, and some shows are a little bit anime inspired. So that's kind of where they decided to kind of do a little bit extra. Well, um, and I also think that while and of course we all know that fan service is like different aspects and stuff like that. So it's not just simply just TNA and stuff like that. It's other kind of aspects in there. Like with Mahako, I did feel like that there was definitely character development in that episode and stuff like that. As far as like the characters' relationship stuff, and that was I felt that it was a very important. I felt that it was a very nice thing for the beach episode. It's basically what I was talking about earlier with kind of things being kind of interwoven together very well to where it kind of like you know affects the it keeps the plot going, but it doesn't like stop the things. It doesn't like bring a halt to everything. It's like that. It just keeps on going, and the episode definitely did its job. Uh, Yeah, I'd say that's pretty much what I say that's pretty much the kind of the bar for a beach episode to just like either it's the TNA episode or you can do like some character development or just some character interactions that just in general just fan service and whatnot. Or you could just like try to put a plot in there with said fan service and other stuff like that. It's like a whole package deal kind of thing. So it's very hard to ruin a beach episode, to be honest.
Mhm. Alrighty then. So that is that. Until next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
neutral.